That's Police, 98.7 WFGR. It is 7:13. It is a Tuesday. Andy O. Dave Cackley's on his way down from high atop TV 13's Hill over there in Walker. He'll be here in just a little bit. But we do have a date of significance coming up tomorrow, September 11th. What are we looking at here? Was 2001, so 13 years? 12 years? Tyler's the math guy. We had the greatest attack ever on American soil. And, boy, it's a day of reverence. It's a day of remembering and reflection. And everybody kind of views this in their, I don't know, they've got their own their views on this thing. We're welcoming Joe Calvaruso back. He is from the Gerald Ford Museum. And you're the head of the Ford Foundation, correct?
That is correct.
Nice to see you again, Joe. You were the guy that promised you'd bring in Jack Nicklaus, right?
He's coming, but
I'm just teasing you.
To the open press.
I know, I'm just teasing you. Come on, you didn't expect to not be up on the ropes a little bit here.
No.
Drew DeMol is over here next to you as well. Drew,
how are you?
Look at you, my friend. I mean, you have got you're with the Scouts.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what I'm looking at here, because as I look at you, you really look like you know this scouting stuff pretty much inside and out.
Well, I've been in scouting for at least 17 years. I got my Eagle Scout in 2008, and then in 2011, I got my Silver Award, which is the equivalent of an Eagle Scout in our venturing program.
Talk a little bit about what it takes to become an Eagle Scout.
Well, it takes at least about 21 merit badges to get, and you have to put an Eagle project together. So you have to find someone that's not a Boy Scout related organization that they can benefit from a project that you are willing to do for them.
Yeah.
And so mine was for my church that I did, and so I put a fire pit in, a wood shelter which would keep the wood elevated so it would dry if it got wet, and some benches and a picnic table. And that took quite a long time to do.
I'm sure. You did that all on your own?
Nope. I always, in part of the project, we have volunteers, and so they volunteer their time, and I had over 30 scouts come and help me out.
No kidding. What was the first thing that attracted you to being a scout when you were young?
Just had someone come to my school and talk about it, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool thing that you don't see after school or that a school puts on. And, you know, I love the outdoors. I love hanging out with friends and going camping and whatnot. So I'm like, I told my dad, I want to.
You want to do that?
Go see what this is all about. And so I got to go do that. And then once I started going, I just started getting hooked, and I couldn't stop. And can't stop now. I'm still doing it.
Right. How old are you now?
21.
21 years old. And have you been able to apply all of these things that you learned in scouting to your daily life?
I have. And in scouting, we have what we call the first aid merit badges, and that's what I'm actually going to become as an EMT.
Is that right?
And a firefighter. I just graduated from my EMT academy at Great Lakes EMS Academy, and I'm working on trying to get a fire department position in my Jenison. So.
I wanted to do that so bad when I was your age. I went down and I took the GRFT civil service test a couple of times to try and get in there, because what a job, and what a great thing to help people and be a part of saving lives, you know?
Oh, and that's what Scouts has taught me, helping others, putting them before yourself sometimes. And so I'm like, well, this is kind of perfect with scouting and doing this. I kind of do it in my everyday life anyways. In
Good
scouting.
for you. Good for you, man. That's awesome. I mean, so many times you turn around and you look, and Joe, maybe you can agree or disagree with me on that, but sometimes you walk by a group of 21-year-olds in the mall and you kind of go, really? This is a good example.
Yeah, and President Ford was an Eagle Scout.
Yes, he was.
He loved it. And what his brother said about President Ford being an Eagle Scout, he loved being an Eagle Scout. Mm-hmm. He encouraged other people like Drew to become and join in and be part of the process.
You've got both of you have a very big day coming up tomorrow down at the museum. Joe, why don't you talk a little bit about it down at the museum, and then we'll let Drew tell us what the Scouts' involvement are.
Yeah, well, it starts at sunrise at 7 o'clock and ends at sundown at 7:55, and then we have a couple key events throughout the day. At 8:46, when the first plane hit the first tower, we have a ceremony. At noon, we have a ceremony. Then we'll wind it up at 7:45 with a very special ceremony as well.
All right, Drew, tell us what the Scouts' involvement will be tomorrow.
We ask all the Scouts, and even not just Scouts, but community people to come out, and from sunup to sundown, we salute the flag, and we have a continuous salute. So that way it's never, we don't stop. So the kids will come and parents or whatnot will come, stand in the line, salute the flags for about 3 minutes. Then the next group behind them in the line will step forward and salute and then step forward, and the other one will step back. And so the scouts it's pretty cool to see some of the scouts come out, especially the Tiger Cubs that are really small, and they salute, and then afterwards they ask their parents, well, what did I just do?
Right. Why?
And
Yeah.
so, and the parents are kind of like, or some of the older scouts are there, and we have them answer their questions, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
Now, when this happened, 2001, you would have been 11?
about 10 or 11.
10 or 11?
And
What did you know of it when you were that age? What did September 11th mean to you? Because, I mean, when I was 20, no, I was over 30. And I know what it meant to me. I mean, it was unbelievable violence. It was unbelievable hate. And it was a huge shock. But to a 10 or 11-year-old, what did you feel?
At the time, I didn't really know anything what was going on. Of course, our teachers are pulled away a little bit to go talk to the principal and figure out what's going on, and they come back, and we seen it on the news and what happened, and I kind of felt a little down a little bit because who would want to attack us?
Right.
I thought we were doing pretty good with everybody, but it also kind of felt that America kind of came together at that time when it happened, that we pulled together and we were helping each other, and so I kind of felt sad, but a little happy to see America come together and help each other, and to see everything that the Americans did for each other.
So even at 10 years old, that was pretty apparent how one nation united could really make a difference.
Yeah, especially, and that's, I think, what kind of also tipped me a little bit. Want to become a firefighter and EMT, just seeing what the firefighters and EMS and police and just civil servants downtown New York coming together and helping, just running in there when they didn't really have to.
Right. So, how about you, Joe? What do you remember about 9/11?
Well, as Drew just pointed out, the younger generation doesn't know, and as part of the key of this ceremony is to help bring them up to the knowledge level and share that experience with them. But I remember I was at work and in a meeting, and all of a sudden my wife keeps calling, and I recognize the phone number, and finally I answer the phone. She tells me what's going on. It's one of those few times in life that you'll remember what you were doing and what you were talking about, and it's just like yesterday.
I walked by a TV in my radio studio in Muskegon, and I looked up in my office, and there was a TV, and I'm like, look, building's on fire. That's all I thought. No idea when I first saw that thing, and boy, what a day it ended up being that day. By the end of 9/11, I couldn't even watch the Animal Planet channel anymore because they were showing like a lion doing it. It's just the violence and the overall. You had to get away from it. It was just too much. But tomorrow is, like I say, a great day to remember. It's a great day to instruct some of the younger folks as to what happened and why it's important that we do what we can to not happen again. Hey, I'll tell you what, Drew, nice to meet you, man. I've never met a scout as high up the ladder as you are. Now, do you have aspirations down the line? Are you thinking maybe run for office somewhere down the line or any of that?
Some people have asked me if I would or whatnot,
yeah?
And they'd be my campaign manager and all that stuff for different things. But right now, my main stuff is
be a firefighter.
Firefighter and EMT.
Good for you, man.
And to help out, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Joe, you get the idea someday we're going to say we knew him when?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I got that idea, too.
I've knew Drew for a couple years now, and he's just a wonderful reflection on the Boy Scouts, and you'll be out there tomorrow. It's all day long at the museum, so come on down from sunrise to sunset and partake in
Very good.
the different events.
Yeah, be together. Great way to be down at the Gerald R. Ford Museum. Joe, Drew, thanks so much, guys. We appreciate you coming in. Good luck on the event tomorrow, and thanks for all you've done, Drew.
Thank you very much.
Great guy. All right, Joe, thank you, too.
Thank you.